Hello, I'm Holder Richards from DaGameTrain, and finally we're playing Turok 2. Took a little longer than expected, but well, what can you do? You already know what the hell the game is all about, and if you don't, well, you'll soon figure it out yourself. Without having to stick around on the main menu, let's just get a few things out of the way. First of all, because the cutscenes have some pretty shitty sound mixing, I will be including subtitles so that you can understand what the hell the people are saying in the cutscenes. That's good. Also, this will be a 100% run because that's the only run you can have in this game. So, that's great. Another great thing is that it's gonna be one of those rare PC version playthroughs, so if you ever find yourself cringing over the N64 controls, you won't have to. It's much easier to do this game in PC. Last but not least, I will be using a few cheats because this is technically my second playthrough, but nothing too serious. For now, I'll just be keeping the unlimited lives cheat, because for the rest, I don't think I really need that. We'll see how the situation goes. If it gets worse, we'll include some extras, and if it doesn't, well, we won't. But we will keep infinite lives on, because this game can be quite brutal at times. And you know, I like making progress in games. With that said, let's get straight into the action. Those hips don't lie. Much like that bland, lifeless face. Get used to it, none of them have any expressions besides what their textures are locked into. It's a miracle they can blink.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the Lost Lands, known as the Lazarus Concorders, have charged me with the task of guiding you on your quest to stop the Primagen. The Primagen seeks to destroy the 5 energy totems that keep him imprisoned within the wreckage of his light ship. If he succeeds in destroying all 5 energy totems, he will be freed, and the blast wave of temporal energy unleashed will destroy your universe. You must stop the Primagen, Turok. Protect the energy totems at all costs. You will also be given additional mission objectives as you venture deeper into each of the worlds that you must explore. The Port of Adia. This once peaceful coastal village has been utterly destroyed by the Dinosoid army under the Primagen's command. In the hills surrounding the city, the battle wages on as stragglers are hunted down ruthlessly. The Dinosoids are genetically engineered dinosaur hybrids. They are utterly evil and very dangerous. Though they do the Primagen's bidding, the Dinosoids have a more sinister and personal agenda of their own, to see humankind wiped from the face of the earth. Your mission objectives are as follows. Activate 3 distress beacons. Rescue 4 children. Activate the warp portal. Locate the energy totem and defend it at all costs.
Here we go, now we can start the game. Now if you're wondering, why can't I just turn on the voice volume up a little bit higher to sort out the voice mixing issues? That's not how it works, unfortunately. The problem with the voice mixing in this game is that it's directly tied to the volume of music. So the louder the music is, the louder everything else is. Which is a very dumb idea if you ask me, but what can you do? I guess they had to work with some limitations. Although I personally think they could have avoided this if they weren't fucking around all fucking day. I mean, they surely could have sorted this mess out. It doesn't look like it's a very difficult thing to fix. But anyway, we have a few objectives, so let's check them out. You can see them in mission status screen. We have to activate distress beacons and rescue kids, all while listening to this hype as fuck music. But before we continue, how about those cheats? Now this is the first thing that the N64 version players will take notice. As I'm entering the cheat, they will immediately realize that, wait a minute, you're typing in the wrong cheat. Well, am I? Should be beware oblivion is at hand. Nope. For some reason, two different versions of the game, the N64 and the PC version, have two different versions of the cheats. So for this one, if you want to unlock all cheats, type in oblivion is out there. For the N64 version is beware oblivion is at hand. So yeah, I turned on the infinite lives. Let me double check if I did. Yes, I did. Which means we won't get any game overs, we won't lose any progress, but we will be susceptible to every other issue. For now at least, we'll see how more difficult the game gets. If I get to the point where I can't make any damn progress, then I'm gonna turn on other cheats, but I will not get to the point where I'm going to turn on all special items, because we don't need that. This is how you get the pistol early on. The one thing I like about the PC version here is that controls are very nice and very smooth. Unlike the N64 version where just setting up the controller for the emulator is a pain in the ass. And I bet playing on the real deal isn't that much better, but considering the fact that I can move the camera around and the guy around independently without having to worry about all the joystick bullshit and whatnot, it's very nice. It's like playing any other FPS on your computer. Plus, I can do some pretty impressive stunts like jumping in mid-air. Because why not? So while we're doing what we're doing, collecting keys, these are level keys, you need them to access other levels. Naturally. Let's talk about some lore then. What the hell are we doing? Well, you may recall that in the first Turok game, things happened. A guy called the Campaigner, I believe that's his name, he got his ass wrecked, and that was all he wrote. But that's not quite it. Apparently, after the events of that game, the current villain has woken up, known as Primagen. He's nothing special, he's just an alien who really wants to get some stuff blown up, that's about it. He's an angry alien who wants to do angry alien things, nothing special. However, what makes him particularly annoying is that getting to him will not be easy. He's locked himself up behind a pretty strong defensive mechanism, which we'll get to see at the end of this level. Needless to say, those energy totems will come in handy, because we need to actually save those to get the good ending. All of them. Meaning you cannot afford to lose a single one of them. It shouldn't be an issue if you know what you're doing. Especially on the first level here. The enemies that you will be meeting up with here, all two different varieties, except that one other variety which we'll encounter, but we don't really count in boss fights, they never show up there. Yeah, they won't be very difficult to beat. I mean, you can kill them with a bow. From just one shot, there's no problem with that. But anyway, like I said, the alien is there, he wants to do his shit, he's called Primagen. Who was the lady? The lady is known as Adon, she's a space bitch, basically. And She was told by the Lazarus Concordance, who the hell knows what that is, to deal with it, basically. Of course, her being the all-wise and powerful alien woman, she decides that it's better if you do it. Not because she is weak or anything, no, she just doesn't give a shit. At least that's what I think it is the case, because she probably could deal with it pretty easily. She can teleport through worlds pretty much at the blink of an eye, as we'll actually get to see later on. But I'm guessing her problem is that Primagen didn't come alone. He has a whole slew of monsters and even allies to help him in his world dominance and fuck up campaign. So naturally, you'll need to watch out for these bad guys and see if you can wipe them out while doing your thing. That's some pretty good tea. I don't remember the character's name that you're controlling, but he's basically the next Turok in line. I think Turok is just a title and not a name, but I could be mistaken about that part, so don't take my word for it. But basically the idea is that now you are the Turok and you have to do things, and those are the third variety of enemies, like I mentioned, the Chompies. I'll talk about the enemies a bit later. Basically, you are tasked to do Adon's job, because she, for some reason, can't do it without your help. Not a problem. It's not a very difficult task. It would just be better if she actually helped more than just act as moral support. Because, well, that's all she does. She doesn't really do much else. Although there is one other function which she does, but we need to first find an appropriate object which allows us to explore this other function that she has. Alright, I forgot about these guys. There's also these raptors, but as you can imagine, they're not really a part of the totem defense shenanigans either. So that makes 4 varieties of enemies that you'll find in this level, the Port of Adia. And this is a great place to start the game out. The music is hype, the monsters are challenging, but not too challenging. As you can see right here, it only takes about 2 shots to kill this, whatever his name is. Reptoid, I think? I don't know.
Ultra Hell.
Or just call him a fucking lizard or whatever. Whichever name you prefer to give to enemies, it doesn't really matter, because the names are kind of difficult to remember at most times anyway. I just call the yellow bastards, well, raptors actually. Unlike the regular raptors, because, well, these guys look like raptors, just, well, bipedal, that's about it. That's all the difference. They will always attack you with their claws and their kung fu magic. Much like the entrails here, or if you like to go with a more bullshit name, T-Rexes. Yeah, pretty bullshit, isn't it? They don't really look like a T-Rex. To me it was. At least to my younger self. The entrails are, like the cutscene tried to say through its terrible sound mixing, are a part of Primagen's army, genetically modified dinosaurs. They resemble more human in the way they walk and fight, but they are still pretty dinosaur in nature, and because of that you gotta watch out. Entrails have a distinct feature about them. They got these power claws on them. You can use them to do damage. I think it's what allows them to have an infinite supply of grenades which they can throw at you. Not to mention that they are capable of shooting plasma, basically lasers, at you. Like, if you get in their visibility range, we'll either try to throw a grenade, or try another grenade sometimes, or maybe we'll try something different. Okay, maybe this guy doesn't want to try anything different. Maybe he's just shy about it. Screw him. But others will try shooting lasers at a certain distance, especially if their grenades can no longer reach you in any sensible manner. Of course, if you do get too close, they will start attacking you with their claws and their kung fu magic. I keep referring to it because they do know how to kung fu, and you'd better watch out. They can kick your ass pretty hard. These diamond-shaped things are known as the Life Force. Collect 100 of those and you get a 1-up. Seems kinda ridiculous to go out of my way to collect these things, considering I'm oh, here we go, he's shooting lasers. It's kinda ridiculous for me to go around collecting these things when I have infinite lives, but whatever. Oh, that spot usually has some charge darts, I believe, or tranquilizer darts in multiplayer modes. Here's a swimmer. It's the same fucking raptor as always. Fuck it. Now, what could I classify this game as? It's actually... I would say it's actually a first-person Metroidvania shooter. Because there will be plenty of exploring to do in this game, whether you like it or not. I personally am not a big fan of the exploration element in this game because it tends to get a bit obnoxious at later points in the game. And it could fuck you up right here, actually. Would you be able to tell that that corner over there is actually accessible? And it contains your objective?
Mission accomplished.
Gotta be real careful about how you explore this world, because Turok 2 is gonna make the most out of it. And that doesn't usually end well for you. Anyway, you can get some pretty cool guns in this game, which will prove very handy when dealing with the enemies like these. You start off normally with a set of talons of your own. Nice little claws. You can use them against the chompies when they start swarming you. It's probably the most effective way of destroying them before you get the shotgun. A bow with 20 regular arrows. And a flare gun. A flare gun doesn't do jack and shit, it just shoots flares. You can use it to light up a place. It has unlimited charges, but you need to wait till it charges up. Earlier, before, we picked up a pistol. It's our default ranged weapon, just basically a bullet weapon. What happened to the other guy? Oh, he died! Wow. How did he die? Did he just blow himself up? That's silly. Usually that entrail survives long enough to accidentally attack one of the reptoids? I keep forgetting their name. Let's just call them raptors. He usually survives long enough to attack one of the raptors here, and they start going on a little duel match. Who's gonna beat each other up faster? It's pretty cool to look at. Ah, here is Adon's portal. Let's walk in.